Hi my dear readers, in this video I will share with you another thing I found out about the writings of Taoists, which are very similar, some of the writings, to those of Hindu sannyasis. So I found the same doctrine that I have not yet described in any of my articles or videos. So since I'm now focusing on this particular spiritual doctrine, I thought I will share with you, and it's very interesting because it's exactly the same as the doctrine held by, for example, Shri Ramana Maharishi or Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj, for example. And that doctrine is that we are the dreamer of a dream that is this life, and the reason many people cannot awaken is because they are identified with the object that they are operating through, but that's not them. So they basically try to awaken that which is itself an illusion, which is our personality, our body, and so forth. So the reason we perceive this dream as real is because we are totally identified with it, and we are one of the objects. We think them ourselves to be one of the objects of the dream, and even our science people know that this is just an illusory world, because whenever they try to find any substance, they cannot find any substance. They just get deeper and deeper into that which is emptiness. There's nothing that is graspable. And so actually even our science people know that we live in an illusion. This is a dream, a projected reality. And the way to awaken is to focus not on that projection, but on that which causes that projection, the source, which is non-being. And that's what Nisargadatta Maharaj, for example, kept explaining, that he doesn't exist, that there is no being, and people did not understand. But actually even our science people know it, and we are identified with that dream. We are that one figure in the dream, and because we are identified with that figure, the dream seems real. But when we step out and we understand that we are the dreamer of that figure, then we understand the illusion of this existence, and dwelling on that is still to completely liberate us. And this is the solution to all the problems in the world. When we understand that it's a dream, that we are dreaming, then we are no longer so stressed out, we are no longer obsessed about things, but we can just relax into that non-being and grow in wisdom through that. So this is one of the beliefs of some practitioners of Taoism, as well as some practitioners of Hinduism. And I also wanted to address another doctrine that I found, which is not so much stressed in Hinduism, but in ancient China it was very prevalent, and that is the doctrine of non-doing, which is basically they believe that if we willfully do something, if we push ourselves to do something, it always results in unhappiness and taking us away from our true nature. But if we just relax into our essence and not engage the conscious mind, then we will become spontaneous, and we will take action when that action is necessary. And actually we can accomplish much more by being centered in that non-being, by being centered in that essence that cannot be described in any way, from which everything springs. Then we will find ourselves effortlessly accomplishing great things. So this is something that I have not found so clearly explained in Hinduism. So I'm very happy to have discovered this doctrine, because it makes sense. If you don't allow, you basically hurt your spirit if you take action that's not allotted to you, that's not in harmony with you. And the reason people take actions as such is because they are seduced by the senses. For example, they see on TV some kind of common dream that people have, like being a millionaire, and they start aspiring to that, and so they get distant from the root of their being, and that results in misery even though they may achieve that dream. But if we stay centered, true to our natures, we are not hurting our spirit. And I understand this concept of non-exertion very well, because in my life I do what I want to do. I freed myself from the living of the masses. I never ever want to get back into that slavery, that horrible existence that totally depletes you. So whenever there is something that sometimes the conscious mind tempts me to do something, and I start doing something and I feel it hurts my spirit, it's not in my path, it's not who I am, so I don't do it. And sometimes I have to trust that everything will work out if I don't take that action that my spirit is clearly against. And it always does work out, because then you are in tune with who you are, your divine part, and therefore it protects you. But if you get out of tune, then you really have to rely only on the resources of your projected personal self. So I understand this concept, and I was very happy to have it so clearly described in Taoist text. And kind of this kind of this subject is known by the name of, I don't know if I will pronounce it right, Wu Wei in Taoism. So it's WUWEI, Wu Wei, and I probably don't pronounce it well, but just in case you also want to check it out to understand this philosophy more, just not exerting yourself, not desiring common things, but just staying in tune with who you are and never betraying your true nature, but doing that which is in accordance with your true being. And again, if you tune into that, if you are never out of tune with your true being, then you are in harmony with God, you have connection with your divine nature, and this protects you. So you end up doing less, but you end up gaining more. So these are the two subjects I wanted to discuss in this video. I hope that it was useful to you. Thank you for watching. Take care.